Hello, I'm Sergey from ModlForge. ModlForge allows you to create custom sales software like CRMs or inventory management tools using predefined building blocks. We have distilled these blocks by analyzing a wide range of sales tools, identifying common features and making them customizable. Think of it like designing a car. We have examined lots of models separating core components like the engine, tires, brakes into ready-to-use building blocks. You don't have to reinvent them from scratch, just fine-tune the details to create anything from a reliable family van to high-speed Formula One racer. This approach allows you to build sales software that contains all the features your business truly needs, eliminates unnecessary features that complicate usability, doesn't require traditional developer work to add functionalities, and can be created in a fraction of the time required for standard development. Let me show you how exactly it works. Imagine we're building software to handle fruit sales. First, let's open designer.modlforge.com and sign in. From here, we'll add a new group to contain everything for this project. I'll call it Fruit Sales. Within this group, we'll create blueprints that describe the business processes. Then, these blueprints are uploaded to the app, where they are used for managing real business data. Let's start by defining the product we're selling. For that, I'll add a new blueprint and call it Product. For the product name, I'll select a text control. And for the price, I'll add a numeric one. I'll set the precision to 2 decimal points to account for cents in the price. Now that we have the product, let's add a blueprint to represent the fruit procurement process. I'll call it Purchase. It will have a date called Purchase Date. And it also requires a table with the products, quantities, and purchase prices. But in order to add this table, I need to create the blueprint for the lines of the table first. I will call it Purchase Line, and first of all, it will contain the product we're purchasing. For this purpose, there is a control called Modl. I select it, set it up to enter a product, and that it will display the product name. In addition to the product itself, I'll add its purchase quantity and price. Let's also add the total amount for each product purchased. For that, I will add this control called Computed. I will call this Computed total amount. And set the expression, which in this case will be QTI, that's the name of quantity control in square brackets, times price in square brackets. After saving this blueprint, I can go to the purchase blueprint and add a table with purchase lines. Now the basic functionality for purchasing fruits is ready. Let's see how it works. Let's go to app.modlforge.com. As you can see, right now the app is empty, there are no blueprints. However, once I click Sync with App button in the designer, the new blueprints will appear in the app. Now I can add some fruits as products. Let's add apples and cherries. In our software, items created using blueprints by entering actual data, like apples, are called models. And that's where the name ModlForge comes from. I click the New Model button, fill in the controls we added in the designer, and click Save. Let's also add cherries the same way. As we now have two products, let's go ahead and purchase them. I will go to the list of purchase models and create a new purchase, just like I did with products. Let's choose today as the purchase date, add a new line to the list of purchased products, select Apple as the product, set the quantity to 10, and the price to 3. In this example, while the quantity has no related unit of measure and the price has no currency set, we can easily add the corresponding blueprints and then select pounds as the unit of measure for quantity and dollars as the currency in this line, just as we did with the product. I will also add cherries to this purchase. As a result, with just a few clicks and some typing required for the total amount control, we have set up a tool for purchasing products. As with all other blueprints, this list contains all purchase models, and in the Details section, I can review or modify each purchase individually. Let's now return to the designer and add the blueprint for sales. I'll make our example a bit more advanced by introducing warehouses into our procurement and sales processes. For that, I'll add a new blueprint called warehouse. It will contain a name and an address as text controls. Now I can go to the purchase blueprint and add warehouse, which allows us to set a warehouse for unloading the procured products. Let's say all the products in the table are put to the same warehouse. This means that the warehouse should be added here, at the same level as the purchase date. Let's move on to adding a blueprint for the sales. I will add the sale date to the new blueprint. And once again, before adding the table with sale lines, I will create the blueprint for the lines themselves. I will call it sale line, and it will contain the product we are selling, Now let's say we need to sell products from multiple warehouses within single sale model. To make this possible, I will add the warehouse to the sale line, differently from the way I set up the purchase blueprint. I'll add the quantity sold, the sale price, let's also add the total amount for each product sold. For that I will set the expression of the computed control to QTI times price. After clicking Save, I can go to the sale blueprint and add a table for the sold fruits. I'll call it Sold Products. I will also add a Computed. This time it will calculate the total amount for all products in this table. Its expression will be sum sold products dot total amount, where sold products is the name of the table I've just added, and total amount is the name of the computed from the sale line. Now, if I click Sync and upload these updates to the app, I'll be able to sell products. However, it would be much more convenient if we could check the quantity of product in stock. To add this feature, I will go to the product blueprint and select this control, which is called Formula. I will name it in stock. And then set which numeric controls will increase its value and which will decrease it. For the increased by values, I will select the quantity from the purchase line. And for the decreased by, I will select the quantity from the sale line. I want to get the stock quantity for every product at each warehouse, so I need to set the grouping for the formula. For each increased by decreased by numeric control, I will select the corresponding controls with warehouse and product values. I save the blueprint, then click the Sync button, and after the blueprints are uploaded, I can go to the app and start selling the products. First I will go to the warehouses and add the main warehouse with some address and the secondary warehouse. Now I will go to the purchase we had created earlier and set a warehouse here. I'll set the main one. Let's also add a new purchase with some date. Select secondary warehouse and add some cherries and apples. After I click Save and go to the list of products, I can see the quantity in stock for the fruits. I can check it right here in the list. And also in the Details section. By default, there is a filter set to show quantities for the current product only. I can remove this filter and check values for each product and warehouse. This is just a single use case of formula, but it's a generic tool, and like ModlForge itself, it can be used in various calculations. Now I will go to the sales and create one. I'll set the date. And when selecting the product from the list, I can check the quantity in stock for every warehouse. I will sell apples from the main warehouse. Let's also add cherries using a slightly different method. It uses the actual control layout of the sale line blueprint. Here I can also select the product, check its stock availability, and enter corresponding warehouse, quantity, and price. After adding the lines, I can check the total amount for the sold products, which has been calculated using the expression we have entered in the designer. If we now check the quantity in stock, we'll see that the quantities from the new sale were taken into account. To show that the formula is a versatile tool, I will also calculate the profit generated per day for each product. It only takes a few clicks. I'll return to the designer and add a new formula to the product blueprint. I'll call it profit generated. For the increased buy values, I will select total amount from the sale line and for decreased buy, I will select total amount from the purchase line. These values will make up the profit, as we are not considering any other expenses in this example. When setting up the grouping, I will select corresponding products and dates from the blueprints which affect the calculation. And that's it. After saving the blueprint and uploading it to the app, I can return to the products in the app and get a table with the values of the profit generated for each day when its value changed. Well, looks like our profit is in the red. Yes, buying all the fruits and barely selling them wasn't the best business strategy. You can also export these values to a spreadsheet, open it in your preferred software, and further process the data. That's it for today's video. I'd like to stress that what I just showed is just a specific example. ModlForge offers a versatile framework and can be used to build a wide range of sales applications. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more insights in our next video.